We've planted the seeds and we've started to water it, and 2026 is about ruthless execution and skyrocket.
I was here by myself, and at the end of every day at night, I'd just walk through the building and I'd move cubicles and put desks places. And
Yeah,
I was in here till 1 or 2 in the morning, just kind of finding all the nooks and crannies of the building, and to now where it's fully furnished.
The most important thing in my life is being a dad. And like now my daughter is 10 and my son is 17, and he's like 6'4", dude. He towers over me and it's frustrating.
Holiday time.
Yeah.
I don't like The Nightmare Before Christmas, by the way.
What?
Like the movie.
You don't like the movie?
No.
What's wrong with you?
I don't know. But honestly, like, for whatever reason, the few times I've tried to watch it, I really could not get into it.
Okay. Says a lot about you, I think.
Okay.
And less about the movie.
What does it say about me?
You lack taste. Yeah. Boring childhood.
Boring childhood.
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably. Have you ever been to Disneyland?
Is Disneyland in California or Disney World in California?
Disneyland.
All right,
The original OG.
I've been to Disney World.
Not the same.
In Florida. As a kid, yeah. I went
Not
there.
the same.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, there's a haunted mansion ride at Disneyland, and now they turned it into like a Nightmare Before Christmas thing. And it's sweet, man. Jack Skellington, dude. The original gangster.
I mean, why is the movie so great? That's what I'm trying to understand.
It's one of those things you gotta experience it,
Well, I have. That's what I'm saying. I've watched it. I just couldn't really get into it. So, like, what do you like about it?
Tim Burton.
Okay. So
right?
you're just a fan of Burton in general.
Yeah, he's like the Christopher Nolan.
Oh, you're gonna go there.
He's like a Christopher Nolan. Yeah, like the original Christopher Nolan. Tim Burton's great, man. Edward Scissorfingers or Scissorhands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Batman, the original Batman movies. Tim Burton.
I did not know that. And I'm not a fan. So it actually makes sense.
Oh, okay.
I'm a fan of Christopher Nolan Batman.
Yeah, well.
Even though I grew up. I mean, I know you think I grew up in like the 60s, right? But really, I grew up.
How was the Great Depression, actually?
Late 80s, early 90s, so all those Batman movies were coming out, and
you don't like any of them.
People love them, but I just I never got into them.
Wow.
I know.
Okay.
So apparently I just don't like Tim Burton.
Well, so what I think this means, let me psychoanalyze you for a second. Welcome to our therapy session. I think what this means is that you struggle with imagination and you like to live in realism, right? Although the Christopher Nolan Batman movies, there's nothing realistic about them, but they're like more of a based in reality, whereas like Tim Burton's is a madman, He lives in La La Land, and then he pulls these ideas and things he has, and then he creates them on screen. And Nightmare Before Christmas is one of those where it's like it's a completely original idea. It's a bit crazy, outlandish, and if you don't live in a place of fantasy, you probably won't like it.
Yeah, that's exactly right. There's something about, if you're gonna we're gonna just use the Christopher Nolan, Tim Burton scenario. Yes, I do prefer realistic type of movies that are gonna challenge your thinking and your imagination and your creativity to think about things through a different lens or a different light. But yes, fantasy is actually one of the few genres of movies, shows, all of that I just don't do. Like, I don't do The Hobbit. Wow. I don't do Harry Potter.
Wow.
Like, Star Wars, yes, but Star Wars I don't think is fantasy.
So
yes, fantasy is, and you're entirely correct.
Yeah.
That it is. I cannot connect in any way.
Well, the reason I know this is because my girlfriend, when we first started dating, one of my first things was like made a reference to Star Wars, and she was like, "Oh, I've never seen it," and I was like, "Huh?
Not sure this is going to work.
Yeah, you've never seen Star Wars?"
Yeah.
And she said, "No, like I struggle with fantasy movies, Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, all of those. She can't get behind because it's there's nothing real about it, and so she can't connect." And so she explained that to me, and it seems like you're in that same boat.
Yeah. But see, I'm a huge Star Wars fan. That's probably because I grew up like with it.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
So it's like nostalgic more than
Yeah. So Star Wars has always been a huge, huge Star Wars fan
yeah.
of everything that they've ever actually created, even almost to date. I'm not totally up to speed. I haven't seen like The Acolyte
Oh, you're not a
and,
fan.
and like a
Okay.
few. Yeah, my time is a bit more limited right now for binging shows.
Right, really?
Yeah, so I guess, but see, I still don't think Star Wars fits into fantasy category, sci-fi,
What do you mean? It's literally called like a space fantasy,
sci-fi.
I guess.
See, I think it's more sci-fi. So sci-fi, I love.
Well, like Star Trek sci-fi.
Yeah, and see, Star Trek was just lame when I was growing up.
It still is.
Yeah, but the Star Trek movies that came out
The
with
newest
with
ones.
like Chris Pine,
Yeah.
those were great. So I actually really enjoyed like those 3 movies that did come out. So,
Okay.
but still, sci-fi to me, not fantasy. Distinction between the two.
Okay.
Christopher Nolan, greatest director of all time.
Yeah, right
Let's just-
below Tim Burton.
I'm looking forward to the Odyssey, which is coming out.
That should be fire.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm just a big fan of Matt Damon. Matt Damon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like Matt.
Yeah. It's great, man.
It's an exciting, yeah, it's an exciting time. End of 2025, rocking this beautiful sweatshirt my sister actually sent me. Right on
That's
par.
great. Yeah.
Exactly, with a lot of the childhood.
Yeah, I don't see Bruce Willis on that though.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
Bruce,
You got all the Christmas characters.
but Bruce didn't make it.
Bruce didn't make the cut.
Yeah,
Probably the greatest Christmas movie of all time.
Die Hard.
Yeah. And Die Hard 2, also a Christmas movie. So
If you don't know, now you know.
now you know.
So check it out.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit of reflection time, as usual
Mm.
for us coming into the end of the year. Thinking about 2025, all that's brought.
Yeah.
Looking forward, some of the lessons. What's 2025 been for you?
25 in the books. That's a wrap.
Almost.
Gone. Moving forward. However, it's good to reflect on how we got to where we are, you know? Because somebody that was smart and possibly famous had said that your history is the greatest indicator of your future.
I'll totally argue with that, but continue.
You heard it here first. So 25, what was that like? It was a lot, man. For I think these yearly reflections, anyone that does them, it can be like it's easy to look back and be like, oh, what were the things that didn't work this year, And I think that we as humans and people in general have a tendency to focus more on the negative aspects of anything, especially life in general. But 25 has been such a positive year with so many great things that have happened personally, professionally. I mean, talking about the business, dude, like where we came from a year ago to now, the podcast studio, the office, the building, the lights, the cameras, the channel, the following, the staff members that we have here, the community, the family, what we're doing here in Grand Junction, Mesa County, Western Slope, Colorado. We're out here, right? We talked about it and now we're here. So there's so many places to go, but I feel like, let's maybe just go through a quick timeline of Ava Health's 25, and then we can dive into personally what it's been like for us. So take us back, January 2025, in a galaxy far, far away.
Yeah, I mean, the new year really represented the first moments we started to actually build something. Right? I mean, we got funded at the end of 2024. Like the money actually hit the bank accounts, but that led into the holidays, and so there was, we began sourcing properties and stuff, but that was about it. And it was like, whoa, new year, and it's ready to go. So, I mean, we went from the three of us to four, including you, right? And then we just continued to grow. So now it's 22 employees, right? So 22 full-time employees as of today, about to double that within the next couple of weeks. Yeah, I mean, we purchased this massive 27,000 square foot building, which is amazing now, and at the time was just a disaster of 400 cubicles, and didn't seem like anyone had been in here for about 4 years. And I remember first coming out, and I was here by myself, and at the end of every day at night, I'd just walk through the building and I'd move cubicles and put desks places. And I was in here till 1 or 2 in the morning, just kind of finding all the nooks and crannies of the building, and to now where it's fully furnished and
looks great.
It's a beautiful space, and this was an idea, the podcast studio, and obviously you are responsible for having built this beautiful thing out. I mean, again, to reflect, I mean, my sister,
shout out,
obviously, Lauren Upton, LB Design, check it out, lbdesignllc.com, boom, beautiful interior decorator.
Fantastic.
So, it just, there were so many moving pieces that all of a sudden we had buildings and they needed to be furnished. And then we had houses that people are going to live in that we needed to be furnished. And then we had this, huge 40-acre property up on the Grand Mesa that, didn't need to be furnished, but still needed a lot. And then
had some work.
And then we had a squatter.
Yeah. Shout out.
So we had to deal with the squatter. And then, from there, it's, hiring people at the right time, building processes, systems, starting all this content. I mean, it's a lot to look back on from the business. Everything has transformed from, it was a vision to now we're going to open doors.
Yeah, it came from, it really started the year as like a conversation, a vision, a mission, some values, and 3 guys. And now it ended the year with 24 staff, 22 staff, a huge, ginormous office space, pod studio up at the Molina residential, 2 transitional houses, fully furnished, ready to go, and the machine is turned on.
Yeah.
So if you think about that, like, that's in there.
We went 0 to 1. If you think about the startup concept of, and at some point it's just a belief and some people that are dedicated to this, an ideology. Like we can build this thing, but there's nothing tangible. Now everything is tangible.
Yeah.
Right. Doors are going to open. We're going to serve. Right. So you go from just this belief and this idea to now, like, it's a thing. So now it's all about getting out and performing. Right. So. And we've gone through a lot, I mean, we've tested out a lot of stuff, 2020, actually, I won't go forward yet, but, even the idea for this, although I love content and conversing with you and going deep into different areas of life and business and humanity and masculinity and all this stuff, fundamentally was rooted in this idea that, like, sales in this space is really broken. And these companies, right, spend millions and millions of dollars on marketing and advertising and these huge sales teams. And it just seems really inefficient. And it was like 1.5 years ago, really, that we started to talk about, like, could we leverage technology and video and email and all of these different ways to build reach and trust with people. And like that we've continued to see, right? So the biggest thing people would ask us is they'd say, well, how are you going to hire staff? because like rural Colorado,
Tough.
there's not a ton of treatment centers,
No, our options.
right? So it's not like a huge picking of like a lot of employees and all this stuff. And we had this vision to say, I think what we can do is we can just be real and out front and all of this with video content, putting out exactly who we are and all of this. And basically every single employee has walked through our door feeling completely aligned to who we are, where we're going, what we're about, what we want to do, our vision, our values.
Yeah.
And we've spent zero on recruiting, right? Was our goal, and will continue to be the goal, you know? So it's fun to see, like, so if, especially that, right? There wasn't really like there wasn't really another company in behavioral health.
Yeah.
Or
there's no blueprint.
Yeah, where we could go like, oh, they've done that. Yeah. So we can kind of like, we can use their framework or their roadmap on how to do that. It was just like, well, let's just try a bunch of stuff. And I think what we've seen, right, is like, this stuff is really working. Like a lot of people are really hyped up on our opening. They're really excited about working here.
Yeah.
You know, and so that's one of the most exciting parts, just because it's been so much of our work.
Yeah.
Has been like connecting with people through the use of podcasting and digital media and all this stuff. And it's been really, really cool to see how we've been able to build trust with people.
Yeah. It's like the old Field of Dreams. Great movie. If you build it, they will come, you know? And we've seen that. And you're right, man. It was like starting this whole process. It was like, well, like, I don't know if this is going to work, but I think it will. I'm not sure how we're going to do this, but we're going to do it. And then like the process of figuring it out was trial and error, like anything else. And now like we're seeing some of the fruits of that labor, and that's like just, yeah.
It's such a great movie.
That was good.
I watched it the other day.
That was good.
Yeah, Wolf of Wall Street. It's a great one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, the business it's obviously like just really exciting to be a part of something like that. You start to watch something bloom and just to like think back and reflect. So yeah, I mean, there's so much gratitude and a lot of humility, and yeah, just a lot of thanks to like everybody who believed in the idea and believed in the vision.
Yeah.
And it was hard to see at times, and a lot of late nights, you know, a lot of hard work, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. And, you know, now we're on the precipice of, you know, finally, you know, opening our doors to a community that has so desperately needed it. So, I mean, it's been a hell of a year.
Yeah. I think about it often. At some point in the future we'll dive into, but we'll be presented some form of award for having the greatest podcast in behavioral health. And when we accept that award, we'll be able to look back and thank all the people that were there from the beginning and talk about how it was just we just had $1 and a dream.
Subscriber 1.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
Subscriber 12.
Yep.
Now we're at 95.
Boom. Like, comment, subscribe.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Try to hit that 100.
We're on our way.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's business, but what about personal?
Personal?
Yeah.
Yeah. 25?
Yeah.
2025. Personal.
You got it.
Okay. Yeah. What a year, man. I mean, I wasn't even really part of this at the beginning of the year. Like, we had flirted with each other, you know, had some conversations late night, you know, but I wasn't involved. I was still doing my thing out there in the streets, working with the jail and the sheriff's department, county mental health, probation, doing that, which I love and was comfortable, you know. But for me, I think that if I'm ever in a place of comfort for too long, I can get complacent, you know. And complacency for me is like unstable, you know, which I think is backwards for maybe a lot of people. But so when you came and you're like, hey, we got the funding and we're doing this thing, and I was like, cool, I'm on, let's go. And you're like, yeah, it's in Colorado. I was like, oh, well, how's that gonna work? I live in California. How am I gonna work in Colorado living in California? I got a girlfriend and like 16 kids. You know what I mean? Five. But I have all these kids and I have a girlfriend and I have a home and like, how am I gonna? So that initial thing was like an interesting challenge to kind of navigate and continues to be a challenge splitting time between here and there. But I feel like now that I've done it enough, like I'm in a groove. My family's super supportive. My partner's amazing, holding it down while I'm out here. So that whole journey has kind of taken a year to get to a place where today, like I feel great. You know, there's still some challenges within that, but it's great. And then also like I've now been in the same relationship for 2 years. And so I think just naturally within that, like you know someone for a week, and then you know them for a month, and then you know them for a year, and then you know them for 2 years. And in that time, like conversations change. You dive deeper into each other's personalities. You see flaws that you didn't see in the beginning. You start, for me personally, acting in ways maybe I didn't when I was just dating. So like navigating a relationship has been like such a blessing this last year to walk through those things with a partner that's super supportive and committed to the relationship. So that's been like incredible. And then just like being a dad, you know, I've said before, I've said to you, like the most important thing in my life is being a dad. And like now my daughter is 10 and my son is 17. And he's like 6'4", dude. He towers over me. And it's frustrating, actually. I don't like it, you know? And then my partner has 3 kids, you know, 16, 7, 5. So like we got a full house and, you know, and it's such a joy. And I love it. And like I was cool with just like 2 kids, you know? And I was like, I don't need any more kids. Like I'm good. And now having more kids has been like a blessing. And then just like personally, the challenges of this last year has really been like we talked about it on the podcast, communication. It's a learning lesson, time management, right? How precious and valuable my time actually is. And then like how to like use it effectively as needed, you know? Being present, so important. So important. While I'm here with you in this conversation, practicing presence. And then when I'm home with my lady on a date night, being present with her and then being present with my kids. So opportunities for growth, which for me are I love in the moment. They sometimes suck, but always in hindsight, I'm grateful for those opportunities for growth. So I think like as we talked about Ava Health's kind of coming to fruition really in this last year, I feel like for me too personally, there was a bit of coming into my own, you know, talking about my role here, you know, marketing
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Community engagement architect, the first, the only, and the
the
best.
best.
You heard it here first.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, how I kind of got tricked into marketing, you
Yeah.
know. He was like, "No, no, no, pick your own title." All right, cool. Community engagement architect. I'm gonna be out in the community. Yeah, 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 yeah. Cool. We also want you to do this. It's like, wait, that kind of seems like marketing.
No, no, no.
No, that's not marketing.
No, build relationships.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now like a marketing, which is something I said I would never do. And I believed in my core that I would be no good at it to now kind of coming into stride and taking ownership to that and feeling like really um, confident and aligned with the work that I'm doing. So in all aspects,
The jury's like still out.
I'm the best
Right.
community engagement architect, marketer, TBD. We'll see.
I love that you are lit up about it though,
Yeah.
and like on fire
Yeah.
and passionate for the work. I mean, I do think that I've historically been pretty good at seeing people's strengths, even if they don't see them in themselves. And so, yeah, I wouldn't say it was manipulative. I would just say we had to kind of take the back door, not attack it on the front, but kind of come around the flank, and and now you're sitting here end of the year like, yeah, I feel like, yeah, I own this. Like, I am good at this. Like, it's a really cool transformation. I don't know.
I like the justification. That was good.
Yeah.
Is this what Sash deals with? I can see it now. I can see it.
You know what? You know what?
I can see it.
You know what? Don't go
Yeah,
there.
I'm on your team.
Yeah, don't go there. I see strengths.
All right.
Yeah,
I appreciate it.
yeah,
You're like a clairvoyant. Huh?
a little bit.
Yeah. All right. Professor X.
That's right. Get you a little motivated.
There you go.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, great job. Great job.
Thank you.
And enough about me and my fantastic 2025. What about yours? I mean, I know it, but they don't. What a great year.
Oh, I mean, I would be hard pressed to find another year where there wasn't as much growth that happened as 2025. A few of like the key ones is that prior to this, I was so routine based. It was like the way that somehow I would keep my like disorganized mind or the little bit of anxiety I may carry in the day, like organized, right? I get up, I do this, I then do this, I do
Run
this.
17 miles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I ended 2024 running that 50 miler,
Oh, yeah. I remember.
which was never intentional. For those that don't know,
Yeah.
I never thought I was a runner, but I like to climb mountains, and I guess I was able to do that. And so
I'm run bare feet in the streets. Maniac.
So that was how I ended, and I had fought as my daughter was born to try and keep some semblance of routine. Yeah, exactly. And so I really, I really struggled to like lose routine, and then had to kind of come back to, okay, well, how can I do these things that are important to me and do keep me in a good headspace and, good emotional space, and right, all of this in the context that life just becomes completely unpredictable.
Of course.
Right. And so 2025 was very much a year of was having to relearn. Right. I mean, really like 40 years of trying to keep organized in like a certain way and then losing all that. And so that was like a huge piece of growth this year was
Right.
like what was having to really probably look at like a certain level of pronounced selfishness, and be able to like back off of that. And how do I do these things, with how chaotic life is now? Also to watch a little human being grow in that first year is like every day.
Yeah.
Something changes.
Yeah.
Right. And so every moment, if you're present, and I was very present for a lot of it, was just like, my gosh, there's a new thing, a new step, a new word, a new this, a new behavior. And so just like this fascination with like
How amazing.
this little baby growing. My relationship grew leaps and bounds, got engaged.
Woo, woo.
Like so many like monumental things. And then also amongst all of that was how to build a company and prioritize, myself, my recovery,
Yeah.
my relationship, my daughter, all of these things, and
Juggle it all.
the company, and right, like so many mistakes along the way, and trying to keep the right priority in the moment at the right time, and stumbling along that way a lot.
Yeah.
But I just feel like there's coming into the end of the year, I've probably felt just like the most aligned that I have to not only like where I want to go, what I want my life to be, how I want to show up, how I am showing up. So yeah, it will be a year I look back on, right? There are a few years. 2008, got sober, right? 2019 was a lot of like life falling apart.
2012, you met me. Don't forget that one.
Sorry, 2012,
Jeez.
the most important year. 2023, a lot of growth. 2025, like finally feeling like I've kind of, yeah, I feel like I'm now like on the upswing.
Yeah.
And if I reflect back, a lot of the years were like just stumbling along, like trying to find my way as a man in recovery, trying to learn how to be a partner, having no idea intellectually, like how to be a father, because I just didn't have great like role model in that,
Right.
but instinctively. And I've said this
Yeah.
to my partner from day one, I've never had a fear from the moment that like we tried to get pregnant until now that I wouldn't be a great father.
Yeah.
So just like instinctively have always felt like, oh, I know how to show up for this kid. Like,
Yeah. You've seen me do it. Yeah.
Sorry. So I did have a great role model, Mr. Big Daddy Rome and Brawley. Yeah.
I like how you had a newborn baby and you thought that you were going to be able to keep your routine.
Yeah.
Like, that's cute.
But this is the story of my life. Right? The story of my life is like having to do things the hard way. And
Yeah.
yeah, that's how I learn, So I don't want to continue, right? I don't want to continue to have to learn like really hard lessons all the time.
Right.
It's definitely built into my DNA. I think I just literally was born this way almost, which is like I have to actually try the thing, see the thing.
You got to touch the hot pan.
Yeah, to see that it's hot.
Yeah.
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 And sometimes I'll touch it twice, like just to make sure.
It's just you're special.
I wouldn't say it's intelligent or smart, but
No, it's probably.
But I actually feel like now I'm like shortening the distance, right? It was like I'm not having to like to get to the depths of pain.
Gotcha.
Right? I'm kind of being able to like touch it and be like, yeah, like let me make a change here.
Yeah.
And I think that's been across the board, just as a leader, right? How to show up. And then I would say like probably my final like big one has been this blend of how to lead from such a place of like kindness and respect and love, and also having such like a ruthless orientation to performance. And so like how do you balance those two where you're not like a savage CEO and leader, but also where like expectations are really high.
Yeah.
I have really high expectations for myself, for you, for our team, for all of us. And so for me, it's been, and this is actually more recent towards the end of the year, it was pointed out to me by a mentor of mine that I have to continue to really pay attention to the idea of friendship and business and the intersection of the two, right? And that it's not enough to just be like the ruthless leader, like, and a friend over here. It's like I gotta find that balance of how to show up in that sweet spot. And I think that will be like a continued piece of growth. But
right.
That's probably like a nice overall reflection, has been just learning how to be, really for the first time in life, feeling like I'm actually probably like a great partner, and like I know I've been a great dad, and now continuing to like just want to grow on that moving forward.
Well, if you want any feedback, I'm here for you.
No.
Okay.
I don't.
All right.
Yeah.
It was worth a shot.
All right. So 25, right? So a bit of reflection.
Over.
2026.
26.
What are we doing? It's easy to be, oh yeah, I hope for this, and I want to do this year, but actually we're very much in the trenches at this point of doing.
Yeah.
So like, what are you going to do in 2026?
Yeah, I'm going to change the landscape of behavioral health in Western Colorado is what I'm doing in 26. And I don't know about you, but I'm also changing the game as far as content creation in the space as well. Podcast, YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, newsletter, like we've planted the seeds on this thing and we've started to water it. And 2026 is about ruthless execution and skyrocket. We're doing it, man. So like 26 is going to be one of those years that you look back and you're like, damn, we did that shit. By the end of 26, we're going to be sitting in these chairs saying, that was special. That was special.
I said it on Monday when we met with the whole team. I actually feel like not only for myself, but probably everybody here, like this moment, right, is one I've prepared for my entire life.
Yeah.
And it feels like the culmination of like everything I've been through, like
Yeah.
in life, in business, in like every part of my human experience for 41 years has brought me to like this moment. So I connect with what you're saying, no doubt.
Yeah, I mean, we're doing that. It will be done. You heard it here first. 2026, Ava Health, fully open, helping hundreds of people with mental health and substance abuse issues on the Western Slope and greater Colorado,
We'll see.
possibly.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if we had another location at the
Yeah,
end of the year.
yeah. Detox, stabilization, residential, PHP, IOP, OP, transitional living, outpatient detox, med management, case management,
Look at you.
all of it.
Look at you.
Yeah,
You know everything we're doing.
I do.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's part of my job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know it like it's your job.
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah. But what else? Okay, cool. So I mean that's like the work side. What else?
Yeah. So when thinking like personally ahead, man, I always struggle with that because it's like my life in general has been like so unknown, you know? Like just if you look back on the entirety of my life, you'd be like, how does any of this connect or make sense? And like it largely doesn't. So to look ahead of in 2026, like I have no idea. I have no idea, you know? But I can tell you that I've learned some things this last year that I now get to focus on. Communication's one of them. I'm going to be the best communicator I've ever been in 2026. I know that my presence is going to be felt more by the people who want and deserve it the most in 2026. I know that I will walk through this year with a little added confidence in what I'm doing to show up for the people around me, to show up for this vision that we have. And I'm going to take full ownership to my strengths. You know, there's not many of them, but I have some strengths.
I wasn't even going to go there.
Yeah, you were.
No.
I could see.
I was going to support you.
Oh,
Show you mad love.
look at this.
Yeah.
Practicing the friendship
That's what I'm saying.
Good.
Yeah.
I like it.
Being more of a
See?
friend.
Look at it. All right.
In
So,
action.
boom.
On camera.
Real time.
That's what I mean.
That was great.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a couple things personally that are going to be my North Star, along with professionally. And, you know, to a large extent, man, those things line up.
Yeah.
So like want to be a better partner, better father, always, right? That's across the board every year for the rest of my life. Those are going to be in play. But now I have some like tangible steps and action items that I can take to do that. So it's exciting. You know?
It is exciting.
Yeah.
I'm inspired by you.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, and for me, I'm gonna try to keep it really simple this year, which is staying really connected to the idea of staying balanced, grounded, right? Taking care of myself, showing up for my family, the presence, being a really wonderful partner and teammate, right? Like I think that's like a continued part of growth for me as somebody who's like recovering from significant hyper independence. So how do I continue to be a really good teammate across the board?
Yeah.
Being really patient, really kind. And then this idea of just like moral ambition, you know, like
Yeah.
I have, and I know we share this and a lot of people here share this, like this idea that like we think we have seen a pathway to create solutions within a really broken-ish system, and to look at how we can take that and bring some of the smartest minds together to continue to create really spectacular, you know, industry changing, you know, services for those that are struggling. And so for me, I feel it's like I've got the North Star. And for me, it's just, it comes back to just like a few simple things, right? Like a lot of the other things, like I feel really dialed on. So keeping it simple in 2026.
Boom.
You heard it here.
There we go.
Christopher Nolan's better than Tim Burton.
That's
just to close it out with that.
Dude, what is even Tenet about? You know?
You're not supposed to know what Tenet's about.
How does it make sense?
That's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Hard truths
Real conversations
and sparks of possibility.
from a world that's a little
Broken.
ish.
Love you. We'll see you in 2026.
Peace. Deuces 25. Out of here.